Well, we're back out here at the apiary. Whoop. Hornets. Hopefully, well, we're back out here at the apiary. Well, we're back out here at the apiary. The hornets are everywhere. Well, we're just going to give up on this. So I've been asked a few times about how I feed my bees. So I do have a couple guys that help me out. In fact, I probably abuse their help a little bit, but I greatly appreciate it. So if you're watching this, thank you to Alan and Sheldon and Daryl as well. Basically, I have about 50 hives per apiary. So I mix up. I got a little tote here. It's about 200 liters, 230 liters. But I'll mix up 200 liters of sugar water. Right now it's 2 to 1, just under 2 to 1. What I find up here is when I mix it exactly 2 to 1, it starts to crystallize when it starts to get a little bit cooler up here. And then I just feed it straight into I got a little Honda 1-inch pump. So 1-inch siphon hose, 1-inch pump. And then I got a 100-foot hose that I just take with me out to the apiaries. I'll show you that here in a minute. And then what I did here is this is just a flower water, and I cut the end off. And the reason I did that is, well, it fits my big heavy-duty Stanley Fat Max hose here, but it gives me a trigger so that I can, well, I can regulate how much goes in there. Now, as you'll see in the video, I just run my pump at idle. I can speed it up. I can get a lot more flow out. There's no doubt it is hard for this this pump to pump 2 to 1 sugar water. It's a pretty thick syrup. As you can see, I left my lid off here this morning too and made a mess in my truck, but I'll clean that up when I get back home. And like I say, I just run my pump at idle, and then I can see it. I could, like I said, I could speed my pump up, I guess, fill the buckets a little bit quicker, but I find doing this way and not having to haul the buckets back and forth works pretty darn good for me, and as I know, it's pretty quick. I just did 50, I guess I have what, 56 hives here, and I'll look at my phone. I don't think I've been here 35 minutes, so that's not too bad. Now, there was a couple buckets that I didn't fill, and a couple only needed to be topped up. So we are, what are we? We are the 22nd, 23rd of September, something like that. So this will be the last time that I fill all these pails up. Some of them are starting to slow right down and plug right out. Maybe we'll open one of these up. We'll see what it looks like inside. Yeah, that's basically it. I guess this is round. What round is this? I guess this would be 7 or 8 gallons that I've got into these hives now. Some of the smaller ones obviously didn't take quite that much. But yeah, so they're getting pretty much plugged out. This afternoon I'm going to start working on my building. I'll make a video on how I'm going to set that up. I've done a lot of research, talked to a lot of people, watched a lot of YouTube, and actually the best one I found, I think the book was called beekeeping in Western Canada. So there they actually give you some formulas and everything, and that's what I use to figure out what I'm going to need for air changes per hour and fans and exhaust fans and stuff in my shop that I'm renting here. So I will show you that as well, but pretty straightforward. See, I got my generator, I got everything fed. Now I'm going to give it the second round of oxalic acid. First round I gave him was last Sunday, so this is 7 days in between, and of course I'll hit him again next weekend as well to try and close up that 21-day cycle. I might give him a fourth one. We'll see. My mite count wasn't very high. In fact, I was probably less than 1%. So I could have maybe got away without it, but for the little bit of time it takes and the money that I have invested, I want to make sure that I'm absolutely giving them the best chance I can. So for the little bit of time and a little bit of oxalic acid, we're going to hit them again. Oh, I did have a hose reel, so here's a tip of advice if anybody's going to set it up like this. So this is a, what is this? This is a WX10 or WX10 pump. If you're going to set it up this way, this works great. You don't need any pressure relief valve. The pump itself does a little bit of that, but I'd probably go to a WX10. I'd go to one size bigger. I'd go to a WX15. So this is a 1-inch pump. I think the WX15 is 1.5 inches. Just a little bit bigger for this 2-to-1 SERP, I think would be a great thing. And I cheaped out, as you know, I'm on a budget here. So I cheaped out and I went with a hose reel from Princess Auto. It crapped out on me. So in hindsight, if I would have spent, $80 more, I would have ended up with a good reel. I didn't, so my hose reel broke. That'll be a winter project, I think, and I'm going to get a little bit of a bigger tank too. So now that I'm well over the 50 hive marks, actually, where am I at? I'm sitting at 56, so 66, 68. I think everything after my shakeouts and everything, I think I'm sitting right around about 78, 79 hives. Pretty good considering I wanted to be at 25, so let's get these things treated for mites. So when you're doing oxalic acid, make sure to wear your protective PPE. You don't want to breathe this stuff in. All right, just like that, we're done. Gotta love the mask marks, eh? So, absolutely gorgeous morning. So all of the hives have been, the feeders have all been topped up. They've all got their second round of oxalic acid. So one more round to go. I'm doing it every 7 days. Trying to catch that in between the brood cycle. And I've chose to use oxalic acid for my second go around here rather than the apivar. I use the apivar strips in the spring. It's probably all right. This is, once again, this is just what I do. So they're enjoying the bikes over there, that's for sure. But that's it for another 7 days. Off to work on getting the winter house ready. Actually, before I leave the apiary, I figured I'd show everybody this lovely little toy. So I got this from Dancing Bee, down with Mike, down in Winnipeg. And basically what this is you've seen in the video, it measures out my oxalic acid. So you can set how much you want. So you take this apart here. And you can set how much oxalic acid you want to put into your hives. It's got a little O-ring so it seals on, it doesn't come back up the top. I like to wipe it all off after each use. Try and look after my toys. It'll look a little bit better. So basically what this does is this has greatly speeded up my oxalic acid treatments. As you can see, you literally dump it in the bag. Oops, that girl wanted my ear. Ouch. So you put it in the bag. I don't know if you can see in there, but there's a little plunger that will push it all to the top. So it holds your measured amount in there until you're ready. It just fits in the top. This one here, let me wipe this off. I just finished, so everything's still trying to cool down. So instead of the cups, this one comes with a hole so that this will fit right into the top. It seals it up, and you hit the button and it shoots it all down into the cup to vaporize. Literally out, punch it back into your bag, and you're ready for the next one. What I found was using this, maybe it's new, maybe it's not, I'm just happy I found it. But using this, by the time I went from one hive to the next, my gun had already heated back up enough, and it really makes things super, super quick. I'd say for any sideliner, definitely for any commercial beekeeper, these things are great. Really speed the time up. Mike at Dancing Bee had them. Once again, I'm not promoted by anybody. That's just where I found it. So Dancing Bee in Winnipeg, give them a call. They'll help you out. Nice tool.